Hey, guess who? It's my Christmas tree hat, which is one of my favorites. So you're probably wondering now, you have all of your ingredients done, and now you're wondering, what do I do next? So I'm ready. So I'm going to put this back down, and I'm going to get us set up to do this next part. So you've got all of your special ingredients here. Now, the thing that I want you to think about, I'm going to shift this camera down a little bit so you can see this part. I'm going to move my table a little bit too. Okay. So when you look at these, the thing to kind of think about is you've got all of your little pieces, and when I look at these, I kind of try to see that they're all about the same. So when I glue them, I try to make sure that my little loose coils are all about the same shape. So I'm going to show you those loose coils. See if I can get that so you can see those. Now the other part is your little faces too, your little eyeballs, and I'm going to move these over. This is very close work. So let's see if I move this back a little bit. There, I think you guys can see that really good now. I'm going to move my extra pieces of paper over too. So now I'm going to try to start to set up how my snowflake looks. But those loose coils, we have to take those loose coils. Look at your loose coils and pick your favorite that you want to be the center. Now for mine, I'm going to pick my littlest one because these four, when I look at them, look kind of about the same size, but this one is kind of smaller. So that one is going to be the center of my snowflake. These other four, we're going to turn these into something called a teardrop. So you're going to pick it up and you're just going to take it and you're going to pinch it on both ends. And do you see how it kind of looks like a teardrop now? So we're going to do that to each one of these. So take your loose coil and then you're going to pinch it on the outside edges and make another teardrop. Sometimes kids think these look like eyeballs too. So take your loose coil, pinch it just on the edges, and then you've got that teardrop shape or that eye shape. Take your loose coil and pinch. Okay, so now you've got one loose coil and you've got your 4 teardrops. So you're going to start to kind of line those up. And I'm not even gluing anything yet. I'm just kind of setting it up so I can look at it. Okay? So that's how my snowflake is kind of starting to look. I'm going to see if you guys can see that pretty good too. I think you can. I've got my little Christmas light here so you guys can kind of get a good close-up. So that's the center of our snowflake. But now it doesn't quite look like a snowflake yet, does it? So remember our cool little eyeball things with the long noses? Yeah. We're going to take one of those. And when I told you weren't going to glue it, when you do these, they probably look, when you were done, they probably looked kind of small and tight. Maybe almost kind of like that. What you have to do is you have to take your fingers and move up this and just kind of take maybe one of your thumbs, take both thumbs, press it down, and kind of coil that up a little bit. So it kind of fluffs it up, and then it looks a little bit longer. We're going to sneak one of those into the bottom of each of our teardrops. Now it's starting to look like our pretty snowflake. Like, see this one? That one definitely, whoa. Hold on, Houston, I'm having a problem. All right, so this one definitely needs to get a little fluffed. So I'm taking my fingers and I'm just gonna open that up a little bit so it's a little more fluffy. Perfect. Now all I need to do is, now once I look at it, now you can kind of see that snowflake. Remember, this is our final project. That's our big snowflake once we're all done. So now, the last part of this is just going ahead and gluing it. So I'm going to move my noses away. And the best thing to do with this, you guys, is to just take your time and glue each part. Take your glue, and you don't need a bunch, okay? you're going to take the edge of that teardrop and just go ahead and put some glue on it. And you're going to take it and push it right into that middle coil. You're going to do that for each one of these. The other thing you can do if you don't want to do it that way, this is kind of fun too. I just take it and dip just a little bit. Don't go cray-cray. You don't need to use a whole bunch. And then just smush it right there. This might be my favorite way to do it, is just kind of dip, get one part of that teardrop nice and glued, and then press it right to that eyeball, that center loose coil, okay? But you want to be careful. This glue is expensive, so we want to take not a bunch of it, and it's super sticky. Once you press that center coil, just leave it be, okay? It'll stick. Don't try to move it or anything. It sticks really fast. The last part that we need to do is we need to take these, our pieces that kind of look like the noses and the eyes. With this, you're going to want to put the glue right in the center. I'm going all the way down to where we folded the paper. You're going to sneak it right in there. And you're going to take that and you're going to put it right on the bottom of one of our teardrops. So you can go ahead and do that. So you take your glue, open up to that fold, and put enough glue in there that we can take it and put it right in the bottom of the next teardrop. But you want that teardrop to sit right in there so it's nice and snug. The good part too is I heard that a magical elf got you some cool spray paint. So the spray paint helps it stay together too. So just in case you're like, oh no, I didn't put enough glue, my snowflake's gonna fall apart. Ah! Don't worry. That last special silver coating is going to take care and seal everything all up beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one in. Super sweet. Hey, you know what I forgot to tell you? The best thing about this is every snowflake is different. You guys know that anyway, right? I'm going to pick this up for a second. So since every snowflake is different, I want you to think every snowflake is going to be perfect and beautiful. Your mom or dad or grandpa or grandma, whoever you give this to, are going to love it because you made it. So when you look at yours, if yours doesn't look like somebody's next to you, that's okay, because all snowflakes are different and perfect and beautiful just like you. Okay, so always remember that. Quilling is kind of an art that you have to get used to. The more you practice, the better you get. So, you know, you can try that out a little bit more. So I'm going to look at my snowflake right now. I'm going to look at my final project here. Let's see if I can, whoa, I hope I'm not making you dizzy with my filming. I wish Mr. Rubel was here. I know he could do a better filming job than Mrs. R. Okay. So this is my final snowflake right here. I'm still a little... my glue's not all the way set yet. Okay, the last part of this is we have to connect these little outside edges, these little curls that were part of the little hearts that we flipped inside out. So you're going to take a little bit more glue. And you know what? The cool part about tacky glue is it's called tacky glue because it's tacky. It starts to get a little bit hard and even a little sticky because it's tacky. That's what tacky means. So I'm going to go right between each one of these and connect them too. So the outside edges are even connected. So I'm coming to the outside. I'm going to go right between those little quills that make the outside of my snowflake and push them together real light. So right here between the two spots is where I'm heading with my glue. Push them together. See, I'm not even using a whole bunch of glue. And then come right here again, right between the two. And if you get a little extra glue, it's not going to hurt anything. And if it doesn't lay exactly how you want it to, you can kind of push things around a little bit, just lightly. Like I see one of my teardrops didn't get enough glue to connect to that center loose coil. So I'm going to give him a little more glue. I'm just going to kind of play with my little snowflake a little bit. Looks nice, if I do say so myself. Rudolph, do you like my snowflake? Oh, Rudolph says yes. Yes, definitely. So that looks like a good thing. Now, here's the most important part. Do not forget this. As you let this dry, is there any spot for your name? Not really. So, your teacher's going to give you a place to put your snowflake. Now, they might tell you to put it on a little plate. They might tell you to put it on a piece of paper. But the most important part is you're going to have to put your name on that paper or that plate. Because when they go to spray paint this, if all of your snowflakes look the same, which they will, it's really tricky to figure out who's who. So do not forget to put your name. Once you spray paint it, your final project is going to look something like this. This is Lizzie's from when she was in 4th grade. And if I look at it, I can tell that this spot right here has disconnected from that center coil. And it's okay because it's still staying together. And you know what, just like everything, if you look at hers are really open on the edges. That when she folded them, her paper is a little thicker than mine that I did. So depending on the thickness of your paper, you can make a little bit of a bulkier snowflake or the length. It's all going to be cool. What's neat is you're always going to be able to keep this, and maybe you'll be able to keep it even and show your family some of your special ornaments. So this is your, this part. So finish up your snowflake and get your name on that. And I'm going to come back and show you one more thing for my kids that are done and want to go and play a little bit more.